Welcome to Bearing It All with Rose and Chrystal.
Where the conversations get real, emotions run raw, and nothing is filtered.
Buckle up because we're bearing it all, deep diving into everything from motherhood to mental health and everything in between. We want to get to know you, each other, and our bodies, and things are going to get spicy. Welcome back to another episode of Bearing It All with Rose and Chrystal.
Today on our potty, we have Lauren.
Hi. You may know her previously from MAFS, but I'm so excited to have you on. Thank you for coming.
I'm so excited to be here. I love you guys.
We've been in chats with Lauren for a couple of months now, getting to know her, and this girl is friggin' amazing.
Yeah, she's a real girl's girl, honest, funny, and honestly, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that she brings a massive big grilled cheese and ham sandwich to my salon and eats it. Like, that is friggin' amazing.
Mate, she's a foodie and a fellow mimosa drinker.
Yes,
Cheers.
Cheers, girls. Can you believe that we're almost in 2025?
It's actually scary.
That is so scary.
Yeah.
Well, today, starting off, we're going to get right into it, but we kind of want to know, where was Lauren before MAFS?
Okay, so before MAFS, I had built up my business. So I have a PR and marketing business called LCD Consulting, and I was at like the height of my career. Had the most clients I'd ever had, was like doing really well, I was like super happy. And then MAFS came knocking and I was like, fuck no. Like, I can't do that. One, I can't do that show because everyone who does that show is an unhinged psychopath. And two, like, I need like a storage unit for the skeletons in my closet.
So your first thing was no?
No way.
And when you say MAFS came and knocking, so did you apply or did they come and find you?
Yeah. So they've been hitting me up for a few years.
Wow.
Yeah. So a few years they've been hitting me up, and then they tried to get me on another show which they didn't have a name for, and that was called ended up being Love Triangle. Oh. And so I actually flew over to Sydney to meet with them. I was still with my ex-partner.
Yep.
I told him, I was like, look, they want to meet me for this show. It's pretty sure it's a dating show, but they're going to fly me to Sydney. I'm just going to take the trip. I've got no intention. He was like, okay, you're a bit of a nutter, but whatever, go. So I went and they interviewed me and it went really well and it was funny and we had really good rapport with like the producers, and then they were like, look, you know, Love Triangle, this is what the show's going to be, blah, 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 but like we really want you for our big show. I was like, what's your big show? And they're like, it's MAFS. And I was like, no, never ever going to happen. And then fast forward a year and they hit me up again and I just broken up with my long-term partner. Like, we're talking like 6 weeks.
Wow.
And I was like, I just said, there's no way I could do something like this. It would ruin my life. And I spoke to a few of my closest friends and they were like, you should do it. And the other like big reason to do it was it would just be like the nail in the coffin for my relationship that I just kept going back to. Yeah. And I thought, oh no, if I go on this and I marry some absolute stranger on TV, like it's done. Surely.
Yeah.
It's not going to go back after that.
Surely.
Sure, you'd think so, but you know.
Oh
crazy
my.
things have happened.
I love that they scouted you, and to be honest with you, mate, you're perfect for it.
Oh, thank
I can't
you.
think of, you were my favourite. You were our favourite.
We used to do MAFS chats on the potty and we were always like, we love Lauren.
I love that.
We used to be like, it's MAFS chats.
Or food in my teeth?
I don't know if it's lipstick or food. I love the MAFS chat.
Like it was play school,
Yeah.
except for adults. But
there's some funny, like I never, when the show was airing and stuff, I never listened to anything because I just, for my own anxiety, I was like, I don't want to have like hear what everyone else is saying. But lately, now that it's done, things like people's podcasts and like TikToks are popping up, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
I think everybody loved you.
Yes.
Like,
It was
I mean,
rocky at the start.
obviously you've got some haters because we all do, but I think majority loved you.
Yeah,
You know
it was-
what?
I had a good response, I think.
authenticity rules, that's why.
Oh my God, just some of the shit that used to come out of your mouth, I would be watching it, cracking myself, going, when am I going to meet this lady? And look.
That was my daughter yesterday. I said, guess who's on the potty tomorrow? I'm like, remember Lauren from MAFS? She's like, Lauren?
Really?
She's like,
oh, that makes my heart like
and
warm
because
and fuzzy.
she was like, her comments, like, because like she remembers when you were like talking about bloody Jack getting greased up, and like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, Indy. She's like, who can I tell? And I was like, and she's only
You're like
16.
everybody.
I love that. The teenage girls and the gays love me. Like, what better combo?
Exactly. And I'm like, what better, like, a role model to have, like, a strong, independent, like, a woman that speaks her mind.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like that's I think as well with the show, we had 2 like female executive producers, and they were really like encouraging of us to speak our mind. And it was very much like when they realised that I was like a dog with a bone with certain issues, they just encouraged me, like, keep going. And I was like, fucking don't have to tell me twice. I was like, I've got nothing else to do. I go to work each day. My husband's boring as fuck. I was like, I'm just going to go after the rest of them.
No, it was good TV.
Playful way. Like, at the end of it, like, there was never any animosity. Like, Jack was a moron, but the thing is, I don't care enough about this dude to make it too serious.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It made good TV. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I'd watch it sometimes and be like, girl, why didn't you brush your hair? But besides that, I was like, this is funny.
Look, at your funeral, no one's going to be like, she didn't brush her hair. They're going to remember you for...
You two would.
Well, yeah, maybe.
You guys are going to be in the casket, like, brushing your weave?
I won't be.
I would be.
She'll be like
I would be like, with the makeup brush too.
Yes.
I'll be laying there and she'll be like, fucking bitch didn't do a hair.
I would hope so that you would do that for me. I would really
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Okay, so before we jump like too deep into MAFS, because we're already in it,
Yeah.
like give us a little bit more. Like, so obviously you're in a relationship, you got scouted, you were doing your business. Like, what were some other things? Like, did you ever think, I'm going to be on TV? No.
I thought about it a lot, and because I've got like a media background, and all my friends work in media, all my friends are publicists, talent managers. It's, you know, we're all very much in that kind of world behind the scenes. I had a really good understanding of what I was about to get myself into, and that's why I had a lot of internal dialogue about pros and cons, like what's the pros, what's the cons, like this could really fuck shit up for you.
Yeah.
Or it could go really well. And so, yeah, I had a lot of that. And so when they rang me and said to me, we found your match, you're on, I just went silent. And they were like, it's not really the reaction we were hoping for. And I was like, look, yeah, okay. And then I started thinking, like, just overthinking everything. But there's also another layer to this. So when I split up with my long-term partner, I went to Bali. We actually hadn't split up at this point. I went to Bali. We had like a big argument, went to Bali with a friend of mine and her partner, and, you know, I met someone else, and I broke up with my boyfriend, my long-term boyfriend, and, you know, it was very much coming. I'd given him an ultimatum, essentially, so that we could start planning our future, not in terms of, like, I didn't want like him to propose or kids or anything. I just wanted to know some more serious things, like, are we going to buy a house together, and what's your financial situation, and this is mine, and, like, this is what I want to do, and, like, we've been together for nearly 6 years, like, you're a lot older than me, like,
That's fair, yeah.
this is a fair conversation. And he, every time I bring it up, he would be like, oh, you're attacking me, or and I'm like, all right, well, this is the goal. I'll give you a month to just bring the conversation up, just broach the topic with me. Otherwise I'm done. Anyway, the month came and went when I was in Bali, met someone else, broke up with my ex, and because I met someone else and I had really strong feelings for him really, really quickly, like, when I was with my ex, the entire time, never thought about one other person. Like, I was madly in love.
Yeah.
But when I met this guy, I was like, shit, like, I'm now fully checked out of the other relationship. Like, fully checked out. I literally never thought about him again.
Wow.
And this guy, he lives in Bali. So this is the whole, like, scandal that happened. Like, apparently I had a boyfriend in Bali. He wasn't my boyfriend, but we did spend a week together. And then when I came back to Perth, we were still in contact. And we did have conversations. Like, I ended up having to tell him that because it all happened, like, so quickly, right? Like, I'm talking in, like, the space of, like, a week. Broke up with my dude, and then MAFS is in the DMs. They'd already been in the DMs, so I ended up responding. But then I met this guy, and I said to him, like, look, it actually got leaked in the media, and then, like, Perth Now posted something, so it was everywhere. So I had to tell him, and I was like, look, I've been thinking of doing this. And he was like, do not do that. It's going to ruin your life. Like, and I was like, well, do you want to be with me? And he's like, well, we could be. And I was like, well, we don't really know each other that well, but I'm not going to say no to this.
Yeah.
And
it could be.
For it could be. And fair enough. I'm not expecting some guy that barely knows me to drop everything and say I'll be with you. And we also live in different countries. So I kind of thought, I'll go do this. I'm praying I meet the love of my life. But if I don't, I was kind of hoping he'd still be there when I got back. And didn't meet the love of my life. Told Jono about the situation. I actually, like, because we got a few weeks in, and I was like, oh, I don't think I could do this. Like, I actually think that this has made me realize I like someone else.
Yeah.
And so I was really honest with him about that, and I wanted to leave, and he was like, please don't leave. Like, we can work through this. And I was like, all right, I'm willing to try. That went well, but yeah. But anyway, and so when the show wrapped up, I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but I just thought that this guy would still be there, and he was not. He just said, I told you. He's like, I just can't, I can't fathom that. So it was like a big, but that's why like going on the show was hard because I had so many things to consider. I was worried about what my ex was going to do and say, like in retaliation. I was worried about losing this guy that I thought I was literally like falling in love with.
Yeah.
And then I was, you know, dealing with being on a show where like, like 3 million people watch every week, and they really are invested in your life. And if they think you're treating someone badly, like they love that show. People love the show. I love the show. Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot to think about. And also like my family, like my mum and dad are business people and just everything. But they were like, you know, do it.
I don't think we realised how
so
much was going on in such a short period of time.
Short. And it was like it was honestly like a 2 or 3 week turnaround for me. Everyone else had like gone through like the 3-month process, and then like I didn't even sign my contract till like the morning of the wedding, and by then we'd done all the filming. And every time we'd film, they'd be like, "We can't film until you sign." I'm like, "Well, I don't know yet, so I'm not signing." And they're like, "Oh, so they film me another day."
That's so Lauren.
And literally on the morning of the wedding, they put it on the contract. They're like, "We can't let you marry him until you." And I was like, "Oh,
and you're like, "Yeah, man, let's go."
Whatever.
Holy crap.
What a ride.
I think they knew that I was going to be a bit of a loose unit, and they were like,
Look, most of the applicants probably went through the whole process and they wanted you, baby. They wanted you on the show.
I knew they wanted me, and I knew they wanted me for a long time. No, that sounds a bit arrogant, but I've got the right personality type. I think when I knew they wanted me is when I did one of my pre-interviews, and I was like, I'm a fucking psychopath. And they were like, ding, 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 ding.
They're like, sign the contract, bitch.
Here she is. And I was like, I was like, but I am. It's true. I'm a fucking nut job. So
Listen, they can't have all of the same type of people.
No,
it's boring.
It's boring.
We want good TV. We want juice.
Yeah.
But you did mention something that brings up this question. You're with your previous partner for 6 years.
Yeah.
Now, you've openly spoke about the fact that you were in a DV relationship, but that wasn't the reason why you left.
So I've actually, so no, look, so that was, we did have a situation. It was a part of the relationship with one of my previous partners. However, it did change. Like, it didn't happen for the last couple of years of the relationship, and we're in a really good place. And I didn't leave for that reason. And that's a really hard thing for me to consolidate, as I consider myself a strong woman, and I'm, you know, like, people kind of come to me with advice and stuff, but I think it made me like really insecure and really like emotionally unstable. I was unhinged. I was like not thinking straight, and the more these situations would happen, the more I'd want to stay with him. And like, I just felt like I had nowhere else to go. And like, I've got an amazing supportive family who will do anything for me. And same with my friends. Like, I have the most incredible friends. But in those situations, you don't want to tell your family and friends for multiple reasons. One of the main reasons is because you know you're going to go back. And if you tell them, you can't go back and they're going to hate your partner. Yeah. 2, I felt like I just didn't have anything but him. Like, if I didn't have him in my life, what did I have? Yeah. Like, I really didn't. Like, I was like, he's my world. I was so reliant on him, like emotionally, everything. But then I was also quite nasty to him, like, because of what was going on. I was mean. I would ice him out for weeks at a time. Like, he'd try and be nice to me and make it up to me, and I'd be like, fuck off. Like, and I would like argue back with him, and I'd pick fights with him. And so, like, a lot of that, I look back and it's very confusing, because it's like, was it him or was it me? And I now know that like violence in any situation is never the answer. Yeah. But I would find myself provoking him or even fighting back with him, and then I'm like, oh, why? And then sending crazy text messages. Yeah. Like, saying crazy shit, like stuff that, like, you know, I would also be worried that if I ever pursued like in any kind of like with the police or whatever, they would just read a few messages and go, well, she's crazy. That doesn't matter. I know that does happen, and the police often do look at those kind of things, but I now know that now that I'm out of it and I have a clear mind, and that I'm not blinded by the situation, that is ridiculous. Yeah. And I think as well, I've used my platform to say, like, I've had threats like leveled against me, and, you know, if you say this, I'll release this.
From him, right?
Yeah. And, you know, that happened for like a whole year. Like, saying that he was going to send it to my manager, he was going to release it in the press, that he was working with a journalist to expose me. And this was all like, if you don't give me another chance, I'm going to expose you. Yeah. And I was like, do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'll expose
You got to a point where
I'll
you're like, I don't
expose
care.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had communication with him while I was filming the show. Yeah, I had a dude before the show that I did think that I would get back with if things didn't work out. Like, I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've sent psychotic messages to you. Like,
But
Who hasn't?
like
Honestly.
crazy. Like, crazy.
I think I sent my husband one this morning.
Yeah, like, but now I know about that as well. A lot of women have been in my DM since I posted that saying, you know, like I really was down on myself for constantly going back. So I felt like I had no leg to stand on. However, I've learned since then that there's something called reactive abuse. And it's like when you react to the things that you're going through and then it doesn't become about what they've done, it becomes about your reaction. And it was always my reaction. I was breaking things in the house, I was throwing fry pans, I was like crazy, like by definition I was unwell. And I self-harmed, like I did crazy shit. And I look back now and I'm like, Jesus, I was a broken little not so little, quite big, but like metaphorically.
What do they call it though when it's like the something effect? It's like the, you know, something happens to you and then it's the effect of it after that makes
totally.
you. Yeah, it's like it's called a word, but
it's like you're on a hamster wheel. You're like, you can't get off it. You don't know how to get out of it.
And the worst part about it is like I loved him so much, and like we had future. We wanted to get married, and when the good times were good, they were incredible. It was like a fairy tale. It was like I'm going to take you shopping, takes me out, buys me whatever I want to wear, and then he's booked a degustation at my favorite restaurant, and then like times like that. But then the bad times were like horrific. And so you just. And I think now I'm in this stage because I'm fully done. I would never ever go back there. We did have after the show, we did have back and forth because we have the same friends. Or we did. It's kind of changed a little bit now, but we share a mutual best friend that I met through him. And I just wanted things to be okay. I didn't want everyone else's lives to be disrupted because of what was going on with us. So we would still do like the group dinners and it just didn't work. And I was very much like, I don't want to be with you. And I don't think he could fathom that. But then when I felt him pulling away from me, I would find myself reaching back out to him. And it was very much a like creature comfort situation. The brain is more drawn to the chaotic familiarity than they are the peaceful unknown. I'm like a fucking Dr. Phil.
Oh, I love that. Wow. Oh my God, you heard it here. Can we take that quote? Take that quote. Philosopher Lauren is on the pod today.
Wow.
I love that.
But that really resonated with me because I'm like, even like up until like a few months ago, I was like, wanting to know what he was doing and where he was and like, are you dating anyone? But like knowing that I would never ever be with him, and that wasn't fair. But like it was that like I want that comfort.
It feels like you know that. And you're okay with it.
But then like I felt like he was holding that over me. Like, well, you know, you're saying you're exposing me, but like you're still hitting me up, and I'm like.
But still to this day, you have not 100% exposed him. Like you have not.
I'm not going
and
to
I feel like that's such a big thing for you. Like. You could definitely be like, it's this person. But you haven't, which shows a level of like maturity from you, I see.
I think it's that as well. But then on the flip side, I've had people reach out and be like, well, you should say something because what about other women? And I'm like, that's a hard one. But I hope that just by like talking about what I've spoken about, people can connect the dots. I also have to be careful because, you know, things have been thrown around about legal implications.
I mean, you are on a public platform, you know.
And you want to go there though, like, I'll run you into the ground, like, but still.
But I think this
don't
is also
really want to go there. You know what I mean?
About you taking back your power for you, and the fact that you're using your platform in that sense to just like you know, give back and show people that you can leave and that you can heal in a lot of ways.
And I think as well, like one of the main messages I wanted to get out there, and like I've had thousands of DMs from women on this similar situation, is if you go back, it's not like it's making what they've done null and void. Like there's actual medical, psychological studies and terminology for that. It's like Stockholm syndrome. Do you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of women are too scared to like say or do anything because like, oh, I went back, or I told him I loved him a week later, and it's in a message. And I'm like, who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. And like, I think now that I've been so open about it, people can see that this just doesn't happen to the battered, woman in suburbia with a cardigan wrapped around her and her 3 kids in the grocery store. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've got this image of what kind of
No, it happens to everybody.
It happens to literally, unfortunately, everybody. Not most women I know have a story.
Even same-sex relationships. It's
Absolutely.
huge.
Yes.
It is huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
doesn't look one way.
No.
You don't have to be a certain, stereotype to be in a DV relationship.
Yeah.
I've been there myself. It is like it just takes something away from your soul.
Absolutely.
Like it's the confidence for me. It's the destroying of your confidence and how hard that is to build it back, and also to trust another person. We were talking about it before, and when I met Craig after. He couldn't believe, he couldn't say, I love you. He couldn't say I was beautiful. He couldn't call me sexy. I literally would not have believed him. I was like, don't talk to me. Don't say those things. It's not true. You don't have to lie to me.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's just like you protecting yourself because you don't want to be like sucked back in and then something bad. And that's like me. I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like I am just like, I have like severe PTSD, which I go to a therapist for, but also like, I'm just always like, if something's too good to be true, I'm like, it is.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how I am now. Like, I'm a seriously traumatized human being. However, I'm not just a traumatized human being. I am successful. I'm confident. I'm very happy, which is funny. Like, you hear me say like I'm traumatized, but I'm really happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Those two things can both exist.
Yes.
We have spoken about this
like, you
because
can be
same with my
everything.
situation, like with my dad's passing, people are like, oh, but she's happy, but then she's still sad.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you can be both.
Both can coexist. It's not one or the other. Life's not like that, and I'm so sick of it.
I agree. And I think even with my ex, like, I still have moments of sadness where I'm grieving what I thought my life was going to be, grieving the person that I loved, that I genuinely had such high hopes that there was going to be something for us. So I still have moments. It doesn't mean I still love him or I want to be with him, but I still am having those like moments of wanting, like, we tend to like romanticize the good times. Like, there's all these different stages. And now that I know that like there's no chance of us ever getting back together, like, I think me posting what I posted is like, was very much like my stamp.
Yeah.
Closure.
Yeah. It's hard. It is hard, but I don't feel that love anymore.
Yeah.
I just feel a little bit of like, again, I want that creature comfort.
Yeah. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're all fucking human, and that's what we long for sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think if we're going to take away anything from this, the important message here is for any women in relationships, where things are maybe not the greatest, you are not weak if you stay in the relationship for 6 months or 6 years or 16 years. The thing is, like, when you recognize that these things are happening, reach out to people if you can, obviously. Reach out to Lauren, reach out to people. If you don't have friends or family to talk to an outsider.
That's right.
But leaving is not the end of the world.
It's not. And a lot of women as well, like, they have houses, they have kids, and that seems hard. And you're not weak for not leaving.
That's right.
But my biggest advice, and something I'm really happy I did, is tell people.
Yes.
Tell people.
Even if it's just one person at first. And there is places you can go. Like, I know a lot of the financial institutions actually provide support for women in these situations because a lot of the time your DV is also tied to financial and it's very scary leaving if you do not have the money to leave.
Yeah.
So you can walk into your bank and actually divulge this information, and they have services in place that can help you as well.
There's like a lump sum payment that you can get instantly. Which I've actually been made aware of recently through a woman that I've been talking to who just recently left her partner with her teenage kids. But the thing is, I just think that everyone needs to know that this is a widespread issue.
Yeah.
And it's just, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And I think if you've got friends that are going through this and they do go back, don't be hard on them because they'll stop talking to you about it.
Yeah.
You never want to like close that line of communication. And that's what I'm so thankful for. I have the most incredible friends. They'd pick me up. They'd see things. They'd hear things. And they obviously hated it, but they didn't ever put the hard word on me because they knew I wasn't going to leave, and they knew that I would just close up.
Yeah, we discuss this all the time.
Yeah,
They knew, and they were supportive of me, and if I ever wanted to go to their houses,
the door is always open.
Always. And I knew that. It doesn't make it easier though.
having a safe space like within your friendship group. Oh my God.
So important.
This all hits me in the feels.
Yeah.
Let's
Girlfriend
get
shit.
into
yes.
let's get a little bit into maths. We don't want to go too heavy into maths because I feel like there is so much more to Lauren than just maths.
Like fucking
That's
lootly
the
there.
tipping point, guys.
Like literally, like after getting to know you, we're like, meh, Lauren's so much more than maths.
She
like
is.
obviously it helps, but you know.
It's funny because like I hear a lot of rumors and whatever about myself, and I'm like, yeah, cool, that rumor's great and all, but if you knew the truth, it's way worse.
Oh.
It's way wilder. It's way worse. Like I'm thankful that that's what you guys think happened because what actually happened was fucked up. And like some of the shit, I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's secure.
You're like, I wish it was that cute.
yeah, I wish. Like,
Okay, fuck, drop some tea.
Like, well, excuse me, give us some exclusive
Seriously,
like, oh shit, mate.
Like I just like even with the show, right? Like, you know, there was situations where like I would read articles and it'd be like, you know, Lauren's foul mouth rant edited out by production. I'm like, it was fucking foul. Like, it was horrendous. But I thought it was funny. And I'm not going to lie. The person it was a target to, he didn't think it was so funny, but everyone at the table was like this, like laughing. Like I had Jade and Ridge next to me one night at this like final dinner party. I was like going in on John and like Jade and Ridge are just like pissing themselves laughing. And I was like, and I could see that they were trying not to like make it too obvious.
Yeah.
But even like Jaden, who was like Jono's mate, was like looking at me and was like, what?
Yeah.
And then like the producers would pull me out and they'd be like, yeah, this is great and all that. We obviously love this, but you got
Can't be aired.
him a cunt. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my favourite word.
you can't call him a cunt.
I think they beeped out some of those C words though.
Yeah, but the thing is, with when you say the C word, they have to blur your mouth and beep.
Oh, you can tell. Yeah, like the word cunt is so.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so beautiful.
And so they pull me out. They're
Sorry.
like, I love your work, but like, could you maybe call him a dickhead? I was like, nah, not good enough. And they're like, look, you have
It's
to either
just
take
not
the
as
booze
expressive.
away or like take you away. I was like, you're not taking the booze away.
I feel like that season of MAFS was next level though, with the different personalities, and they were just
great.
like bang bang.
They cast it really well.
beautifully.
There's a few duds, but
There was a few I was like, I don't remember seeing that person on there.
Exactly. In terms of personality, all real. Like honestly, I've got to say, overall, I loved everyone. Like,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed everyone's company. Got along with everyone. Obviously, as the dynamics start to grow and things start to happen, you form like loyalties with people.
Yeah.
But I liked everyone.
It's like Survivor.
Yeah.
I
Fuck,
love
I'd
it.
be so shit at that game. I'd be really good because I'd be like manipulative and conniving, but I'd be fitness wise. I'd be like,
Oh, that's me.
You'd be like running with it. You're like, there's no fucking champagne
no,
at this fucking
that
party.
is a huge reason I would do. And like one of these shows is because there's no.
You wouldn't be able to drink.
There's no booze.
You know when we did
I
the
couldn't live on rations either.
No, you know when we did the retreat at MAFS, right? Because normally, like during the day when you're filming, I can like drink in my apartment and stuff. They'll come in there and be like, "Do you reckon you could just like push the red wine to the side because it's 10:30 in the morning?" I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, you're like, fair.
But when we went to the retreat, we weren't allowed to bring our own booze or anything, and they'd only start serving us alcohol at 5 o'clock. And I'd be like, I feel like I'm in rehab. Like this is fucked up. This
5
is
o'clock though,
not
at least
fair.
12 o'clock for
no,
Christ's sake.
Lunch, like a little
Like
beano
no
at
cocktail
lunch.
by the pool because we're on a holiday. No, none of that.
Oh wow! See, there's so much shit you wouldn't even know was happening. Yes, please eat my platter.
I'm surprised you waited this long to start having a munch.
Lauren is such a snacker. I love feeding her.
And
It's
you know what?
good.
A little bit of ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too crackly.
Hold on, I'll give it to you.
So, I mean, like, moving on from maths, like, obviously you don't regret it, right? Like, it was something that you did, and, you know, some people probably be like, I don't know if I regret that, but
A lot of people in my season regret it. I think what it is, right? If what is shown were the negative parts of what happened, and you know in your mind you had a lot of good parts, you can default to the edit. It was a bad
Yeah.
edit.
Yep.
And yes, I understand that. However, those things did happen.
yeah.
They did happen. And I feel like it is our responsibility now in 2024, 2023 at the time when we filmed. If you don't understand that when you go on a reality show like this, is such a huge juggernaut that's all about the drama. If you have dickhead moments and good moments, they're going to show the dickhead moments.
Of course.
They're not going to show the good moments. With me, right, I had a lot of dickhead moments, but they were funny. Like I was able to make light and make jokes, but I also was kind of saying what the audience was thinking.
Yeah.
So some people lack the insight and the foresight to think, well, like they don't have self-awareness, so they don't understand how it's being perceived to the people around them. So when they start to self-edit or do things that they think are going to look good on camera, it never works.
Yeah.
And it ends up making you look worse because it's so obvious that you're being fake. Like the viewers aren't stupid.
Yeah.
So I think with me, I was lucky, like you got the good, the bad, the ugly, but it was very consistent.
Yeah.
I think I'm just too lazy to try and like, you know, construct a different narrative that wasn't exactly what was going on. And I am lucky they cut out, you know, a few moments here and there. And I'm sure Jono's not happy about that because he was a really nice guy. He was good to me. But like, too bad, so sad. Don't sign up for MAFS. Go on, the price is right.
Honestly, they had to have known with Larry Emder.
I don't even know if that show exists anymore, does it? No.
Larry is on a bender somewhere.
Larry is on
Ender
the morning show. I still love Larry.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, no, Larry. I love Larry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, MAFS isn't the show. Like, you know, come on. When you sign that contract, even if you're not got a PR background, surely you know that you're either going to make it or break it.
Most people don't even read it. Like, I had a full entertainment lawyer look over it, like try and change all these different clauses. Nothing changed. Not one
Yeah.
thing.
Wow.
Channel 9 are a beast. Like, you want to fuck with them. I played by the rules, not all the rules. Like, I would push the limits with production in terms of like when I wanted to go out and things and all that kind of stuff. But like, I didn't fuck around. Like, I didn't do interviews I wasn't meant to do. I didn't divulge show secrets. I didn't talk about production. I didn't do anything because I respect what we signed. We signed a big, comprehensive contract, and I read it and I understood what the assignment was. And you don't fuck with the hand that could potentially feed you.
That is right.
Yeah.
Well, we did reach out to you, and you were a very good girl. You were like, look, at the moment I can't. Maybe we'll chat in the future, which
Manifestation, guys.
Do you know what's funny? I said the other day, I was like, I didn't say the other day, I can't remember what I said, but I was like, manifesting is for shower dodgers and hippies.
Sorry, I'm a hippie.
No, I believe in it now.
She believes now.
I believe in it.
There is a hippie in me. There's a spiritual bish.
I mean, look, my mum's manifesting she's going to win lotto, and I'm like, I
gotta
wouldn't
buy
reach
lotto?
that far, babe.
Yeah, but you
I
got to
don't
buy
know.
lotto to win lotto. It makes me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, manifesting good health and like good wealth, but you can't be like, I'm going to win lotto.
Yeah, like that's like The Secret. Remember The Secret?
Oh, God.
I feel like you're sick in the
I
head
think
if you
you can manifest, but you still got to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Manifesting is just like creating positive thoughts
Yes.
in your
Yeah.
mind. And like, we are our thoughts.
Yeah.
So if you've got constant negative thoughts, you're just going to be negative. You're
Hold
gonna
on.
be shit.
Was that another quote
Yes.
from Lauren today?
You guys can take that from
quote
me.
2, guys. Thank
We
you.
are our thoughts.
Rose and I are bringing out a bumper sticker line next year. No, I'm joking.
We should do a merch line for the pod, and it
Yes.
would be like guests, like iconic, like
Oh,
yeah.
Another one.
that's a good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ross.
So, where to now?
Okay, so since the show, I've been very fortunate. I've signed with an amazing management company. I've actually had a couple I've changed because just like for different reasons.
They weren't a right fit.
Yeah. But I have been working with some like amazing brands that I never thought that I would ever work with. This is so cringe because I remember this article, I think it was like a Daily Mail article came out and it was like, Lauren signs a celebrity talent manager but insists she's not an influencer. Now I'm a full-time
There's nothing wrong with that.
So what?
There is nothing wrong with that. Listen, if you can make money, baby, you do whatever you need to do.
So I still have my business, but I don't currently work on any active accounts. So my business was food and hospo, like PR marketing. But now I do full-time like content creation for brands.
Yeah.
I do like little tidbits, like I filmed a bunch of exciting stuff, like cooking stuff.
Yeah. We love it.
You can see on Channel 10 in like a week.
You heard it here. I did see this for you, though.
It's just one episode, but it's like, you know, the door is the foot's in the door.
Yeah.
And now that my contract is coming to an end with Channel 9 in terms of being able to work with opposing networks, there's opportunity there. So the thing with MAFS is like when we sign this contract, we have like a non-compete for like a year.
Yeah.
But there's also this good opportunities to work within the network, so within Channel 9, and I love everyone at Channel 9. Like I just had the best experience, the best time, and they've been really good to me. And now like the opportunities are starting to open up and flow, and I'm doing like what every reality TV girl does, starting a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, she's starting a podcast.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm excited about. It's actually going to come out kind of at the same time as the new season of MAFS comes out. So it's like
Early jam?
In a jam. So it's going to be about my journey to love. Like the experts couldn't do it, so like let's do it. And it's just like it's going to be comedic. It's going to be
you were made for this, babe.
It's going to be funny.
Yeah, I'm so excited to listen.
Like, the best team. Like I found the best person, and like I'm really excited.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like I've been dating someone recently, and I had to say like, you know.
Like, it's just what's happening.
Like,
well, you're gonna have to
doing
talk
like
about
adverts
stuff, right?
for like Hinge, like dating apps, and I'm like, I'm about to like start recording my podcast, which is like
about dating.
about me dating. So, but the thing is, so I am actually moving to Sydney.
Oh wow!
End of Jan.
Wow. Okay.
But I'll be coming back once a month for you girls to do my hair.
Oh yes, girl!
thank
I will be
you.
doing the hairs.
Hers will be
hairs.
deeply rooted, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
That's right.
They're the queens, the her queens.
Oh yes.
But so I've told him that I'm moving.
Yeah.
And
So wait, he's a Perth boy.
he's a Perth boy.
Oh, are we doing long distance?
No,
Bum bum.
I can't do long distance.
I
Yeah.
don't know why I have to ask this, but does he have a beard?
No,
Oh.
Could you see her with a bearded man?
I had a bearded man.
I just
No, I'm
wanted
just
to know.
maybe
I don't
Rose
know
just
why-
like.
No,
He's
no.
got a moustache.
He's got a moustache. Ooh.
I think so. No,
What do you mean you think? Wouldn't you feel the moustache?
Oh my lord, woman!
Wouldn't you? Surely you'd know the
Wait,
moustache.
which guy are we talking about here?
Shit, babe. Trust me, you should know if he's got a moustache when he goes
joking.
down on the.
Yeah, no, I think. Let's check his Instagram.
Listen, she's moving to Sydney. The
He's gorgeous, though.
the fish in Sydney is probably a lot more
But, like, I
bigger
think
than
the
over
The
here.
pond is bigger.
I think as well, dating in Perth is hard. Just because, well, it's not
We got a
hard,
small
like-
pond.
No, the pond is all right. Like, the pond is okay.
But we don't have a big pond.
Actually, I talk so much shit. I haven't dated in Perth, really. I met this guy, I've been dating him. I haven't gone on any other dates with any other guys in Perth. I've met people, because I spent a lot of time in Sydney, met people in Sydney, done all that. Like, I've had some fun, that's for sure. Because I have been in long-term relationships since I was, like, 17. So, like, I actually am really enjoying being single. And the main reason is, like, not having to answer to anyone. So not having to be like, oh, babe, I'm going out for dinner with the girls tonight. Like, what are your plans? Or, I mean, that sounds really fucking insignificant, but it's just not. Like,
Not answering to somebody
no,
else.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. So, like, my best friend Lucy, she lives in Sydney. We literally like, cool, should we go to Melbourne this weekend? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We just pick up and go here. Let's go. Like, and then we've got a lot of friends with kids and stuff, and like I'm lucky because I've got the best of both worlds. Love all their kids. But their life is so like restricted right now, and I want that for my life someday. But right now, I'm like living my absolute best life. Like, I don't spend more than 2 weeks in one place, which I love. I can pretty much do whatever I want. I can take whatever job I want, and I can fuck whoever I want.
Whoa.
No, I can't do that. That's
Well, you can, girl.
well, I can. I can do whatever I want.
Well,
Yeah.
that brings me to.
Yeah. Let's get into the juicy stuff.
Yes. That brings me to, well, we know you're in a relationship.
No, what is
A
that? Situation.
I'm dating.
A
Dating.
friendsuation?
No, just so I say it now. There's like hooking up is level 1.
Okay, level 1. Okay.
Seeing, like hanging out, seeing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Seeing
yeah,
is not
so-
exclusive.
2. Dating, a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say me and him are like,
Is
Seeing slash
dating
dating.
exclusive? Ah,
No.
okay.
so then you're dating, then you got to have the exclusive chat, and then you're exclusive.
Mm.
But you're still not.
Yeah, but you're exclusively dating then.
Yep. But then you're still not boyfriend and girlfriend. Then you're boyfriend and girlfriend. Look, this could just be the fucked up vortex
Shit, man.
timeline
If we
that
were
my
ever
ex
single
gave
again,
me.
we would be screwed because we already went from
Babe.
single to in a relationship.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
You know what I'm going to be?
Yeah.
I will be a single Pringle. If something, like I said, if Craig,
Yeah,
if
you
Craig
marry him.
dies through natural causes or myself, I am done.
Yeah.
I'm not shaving my legs for him. I'm not shaving them for someone else.
Yeah.
I don't shave my legs
am
for anyone.
sorry. I'm happy being
my legs.
single.
No, I'm the same, babe.
feel them.
No, honestly.
I
Having
should
myself a
shave my
zucchini every now and
I'm
then.
like the same.
Not a literal zucchini, guys. Well, maybe. I don't know if I
Yeah,
felt like
well,
it.
whatever you're into.
But
really.
well, if you do veggies, that's you. No judgment. But whatever fruit and veg gets you off, I am not a judger.
It's not sanitary, guys. You can get like
psycho story
some.
veg.
Hold on, fruit and veg.
Not about me.
Let me swallow my drink first.
I'll just tell you about.
Quickly, and then I'll tell you. This
Oi, Lauren.
psychotic
I'll
story.
just tell you about a friend.
Well,
Wait, who's this?
this
What?
friend's gonna know who I'm talking
Are you
about.
winking at me? Oh no, hold on a sec. I was like, I haven't done any fruit or veg.
Have you done a big pickle?
Have I done a pickle?
A big pickle.
We've done.
In my vagine?
Yeah, in your vision.
I've pickle.
No.
It's not
Ew.
big enough.
It'd be a bit spicy, wouldn't
She's
it?
talking about a huge cucumber. That's a big pickle.
Pickle.
Yeah, but you have to really lube it up.
Nah.
It'd be spicy in there.
What?
Can't be healthy.
No, but I feel like
Only
cucumber would be
cake's
good
healthy.
for you.
I've heard people getting like bacteria stuff off veggies.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like they're sprayed so that they don't go off in
Yeah,
supermarkets,
true.
and then you're putting that up. Yeah.
I'm laughing.
I feel like
Use
with my track
protection
record,
with men,
vegetables
Cover
women
it.
are
and
good.
vegetables.
Sorry, I'll tell you this story. So when I was like young, I was like in my early 20s, I was living in this share house with my boyfriend at the time and like his friend, who was also like one of my best friends. And his friend, like, it was like a fucking open door I don't want to say rotisserie, but
He
there's
was?
a bit of that going on too.
Okay.
His mate, and I loved him. He was like hilarious. He's always different, like different girl, different night. And one day, I'm like in the kitchen. The next day, he like gets out of bed, and I'm like slicing up these cucumbers, like put it on my sandwich, and he's like, "Loz, no, don't eat that." And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because last night the girls put up her box, and then she put it back in the fridge."
Maintaining freshness.
Did she wash it at least?
I highly doubt it.
I was like, "What?" I was like, "You kidding me?"
Imagine if you had have
Serious?
eaten
I
that.
don't want any more of these sluts in my house. And I'm like,
Oh my god, you would have eaten a vagina sandwich.
and it was a tuna sandwich.
Oh, she was beautiful.
You wouldn't have known any different.
Lauren would be like, how did I get an STD? I haven't been with anyone.
literally-
I ate a cucumber.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
An STD from eating a cucumber.
Can you?
That's like
well,
What if it's been
I
up her
don't-
vagina?
I would say so.
You could do. You never know what came.
wild.
That is dirty.
I know.
Wash your veggies, guys. Throw them in the bin.
Wait, just wash your veggies.
No, don't
before
eat
eating
it.
them.
I am
No.
not eating any vegetables ever again after this conversation.
Maybe if you live by yourself now, you can trust it, but otherwise, no.
Okay. Let's do a few red flag, green flags.
Okay. I
Okay.
love this.
Your number one red flag in a relationship.
I've said this. Someone that doesn't drink alcohol is very concerning. Because I know that sounds awful, but my lifestyle's very sociable. I obviously like to have a drink. So like I need someone to fit in.
Yeah.
The other serious red flag is someone that displays any signs of controlling behavior, like from the very beginning. So like I've had this with people like, if you were my girlfriend, I would be wanting you to be posting photos in bikinis.
Yeah.
Like you said that you had a question from a
Yes,
follower.
I love this. So we
Yeah.
had a question box up for questions they wanted to ask Lauren, and we've got, I'm dating someone that wants to know how many previous sexual partners I've had. Would you tell them? And is it really that important?
Okay, so this is a multi-layered question, I feel like. So I feel like this day and age for women, fuck no. Why should you have to say that? Like, what's that got to do with anything? Asking a female in particular's sexual partners is literally just upholding this misogynistic patriarchy of women should only sleep with the guy that they're married to. Like, think about the whole no sex before marriage, right?
Yeah.
That is a notion put into play by men so that they can do what they want, but when they get with their woman, they don't have to worry that she's had other dudes. Because this whole body count thing of like women versus men is so outdated. So I feel like asking someone is opening up that conversation. Like, why? Why does it matter?
Like women are sluts and men are heroes.
Yes.
Like why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why are they congratulated and we are shamed?
And it's so funny because I literally like this could be a toxic trait of mine, but when I hear I've obviously discussed it with previous partners as you get into the relationship for whatever reason, but I haven't flat out just said I want to know. It's not like a prerequisite. Or like, but when I found out they've slept with heaps of girls, I'm like, that's hot. Like, good for you. Like, you obviously can get down with it. Like, you're like a ladies' man. Like, girls like you. And so like I was like, oh, that's great. But then as the relationship goes on, you're like, cool. I can't go anywhere without I can't even go to Coles. You slept with the checkout chick. Like,
Lord.
seriously,
Yeah.
the chick that came to clean our house, fucking fucked her. Like everyone.
Oh my lord.
No, like everyone, and it didn't matter either what they looked like, how old they were. Like that's
He's an
tea.
equal opportunist.
Absolutely. But I feel like nowadays a guy asking a girl that they're dating like, why are you asking? That to me is controlling.
Yes.
And it's displaying early on signs of, well, I have these certain backwards views about women and I don't want you. Like, I also want to know who they are. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why? I don't think a guy should ever ask a girl how many partners they've had, ever. And I know people are going to hear this and go, well, you women want equal rights, so why can't a guy ask if a girl's asking? It's like, well, we didn't have equal rights for a really fucking long time. So when we feel like we're somewhat equal, you can ask us those questions. But for now, no.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're there yet.
We are not there yet.
We are so
I mean,
fucking far from there.
if the reason you're asking is because you're worried about catching something, ask them to go and do like an STD check.
And there's nothing
You don't
wrong
need to
with that.
worry.
No.
You don't need to ask how many people you slept with. Be like, do you mind going and just doing an STD check?
Yes.
And if that's the reason,
For both
absolutely,
parties.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Fine.
Then when you're entering into like an exclusive situation, if you're not exclusive for someone, hopefully you're using protection.
Yeah.
But when you're entering into an exclusive situation and you're going to start not using protection, I've asked and I've got a flat out no. But if you like are going into a situation and you're worried, go and both do and
Yeah.
it's clearer. That's perfectly safe.
And also, does it fucking really matter if you love someone or if you really, really like that person? Then they tell you, I've slept with 20 people.
Is that a
I
lot?
don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
No,
Lauren's like, that's so hot.
Like, what? Is that
but I
a
was
lot?
like, I'm just using that as a number. Like,
Yeah.
are you going to like them any less? Like, does that change them as a
I'm sure
person?
there are people out there that yeah, they just need a reality check.
I think
Grow up.
I think my biggest red flag over even controlling is insecurity. So I think it's coming from a place of insecurity. You can't fix an insecure man or an insecure woman. So I feel like if you think someone is insecure and it's because of nothing that you've done to make them feel that way, like they're entering that way, that is my biggest red flag.
Yeah.
That brings me to my green flag,
Yeah.
a secure man.
Oh, there's nothing sexier. Nothing hotter than a secure
That's
man.
hot when you're secure.
But also I feel like relationships do change because even for me, like Davin and I never used to have the chat about
Love
anything.
Davin. If you don't want him, I'll have him.
Oh, you can't. No,
Davin.
I actually do love him. I've been with him for 20 years.
I actually do love you.
I like this is where this recently has come out. So after me losing almost 40 kilos, there's a little bit of insecurities happening
Oh yeah.
on his part.
Yeah.
So I think, and I do think it is normal. I think it 100% is normal. He's seeing now men, you know, looking at me, making
glow up.
comments, family members that are men are going, you look amazing.
I think that's different again, though.
Yeah.
You've been together 20 years.
Yeah.
And he loves you so much that he just doesn't, he feels like he's lost a part of him. You know, he's like, oh, people are looking. That's my girl.
Yeah.
And I like a little bit of that
I like
jealousy.
that too.
I like a little. I don't think it's insecurity. I think I like a little, like a safe bit of jealousy. What's the fuck?
Yeah, I don't mind it if you throw me on the bed and be rough with me
Yeah, I like that too.
because you're angry people are looking at me.
Yes.
That creates. Oh, give me this piece. Give me this piece of salami.
I get jealous. Like
Get some meat
I
in
get
your
jealous.
mouth.
And I think there needs to be an element. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
this is a toxic thing to say, but I'm fucking toxic, so whatever. I feel like there needs to be like an element of, you know, a little bit of like, oh,
Healthy jealousy.
Yeah.
Is that even?
Yeah, I feel like it is. I get healthy jealousy over you. It's like, oh my God, I love you so much. She's doing so good. I also want that, but I also love you.
I love. That gave me a tickle in my pants. Yeah.
We had somebody ask us recently, they were like, you and Rose are so close. Like, do you guys have sexual chemistry? I was like,
get
we
that
probably
question.
do.
Me and Sarah
I mean, if something happened, if I was actually that way inclined and there was no dab and go Craig,
She has said that she would do dirty deeds on me if she had to.
if I had to,
would you guys do that? Like, not. I'm not
No, she's like, if she had to, like, if I wasn't getting it, and also she was like,
I was
I'll
desperate.
fix,
If
I'll
you
do a
want
fix
just
for you.
anyone to do it, or I'll get there. I'll go down and
I would hire a prostitute.
I reckon I'd.
Is that illegal or illegal?
I
I don't know. I think
Sometimes it's legal.
it's legal, but you just can't talk about it. I don't know.
It's everything being legal.
You're not going to go to jail for it.
No.
Come on.
Yeah, but I think there's a healthy amount of jealousy in a relationship. That's okay.
For sure.
I do want him to want me more.
Yeah.
My mum
Is that
actually
it?
said that to me. She was like,
They gotta love you a little bit more.
the man needs to want the woman more
Yeah.
for it to work. Do you know what's funny? Like with the jealousy thing, my ex used to like deliberately do things to make me jealous just because he wanted to know that I still loved him. So he was like, so when you react like that, I know that you still love me. You still love me. Otherwise, you wouldn't act like that. And I'm like, why would you do that to me?
Yeah, that's
I
me.
See, that's where I don't think there's that. That's a fine balance.
No, that's abuse. That is like emotional
Yes,
abuse.
yeah.
Like he would do it constantly. And then like follow different girls on Instagram that I knew he'd slept with, and I was uncomfortable that he was still in contact with, and like their photos to get a reaction.
So you
out
would
of
bring
me.
it up.
Yeah. And he was like, well, he was so insecure that was his way of like knowing that I still loved him was when I would react to things like that.
So we've done the red flags. What are some green flags in a relationship or in a person, sorry?
Well, my biggest green flag is someone that can make me laugh, that like doesn't take themselves too seriously, can laugh at themselves.
We could date.
Yeah, we could date. I'd love that. If I like pussy, I would date you.
See, I feel the same.
But like a guy that is ambitious, someone that's driven. Like it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're passionate about it and like you're always trying to grow and achieve things. Is such a green flag for me. Someone that just kind of floats through life is like, that's fine for you if you're happy, but not for me.
Yeah,
I need it. Yeah, someone that can just. They're passionate about their thing. It doesn't rely on you either. Like,
also, a man that either doesn't have social media or barely uses social media.
that's my husband.
yeah, Craig.
Yeah.
Make him get on social media.
Did you see our little thing yesterday?
No.
On your post, I wrote, "You can jingle my bells," and then he said, "Hold on, next in line or something," and I said, "Can't we share?" On a photo of her. So when I see Craig write something, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to write back to that.
Oh, my God, my wife and my husband.
Exactly.
At the same time.
I'm like, okay.
My green flag, well, we weren't asking mine, but I'm just going to put it out there. Mine is like, for me, like when somebody fully 100% supports you, because I'm a fucking nutcase. Like I jump from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And Davin has never said to me no.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like all the relationships I talk to, men are saying, no, I don't really want you to do that. Like that's going to cost money or that's going to cost time. Don't want you to do
Take
that.
you away from the kids and the home.
Yeah. Well, like I literally was like,
fact,
I'm going to open a hair salon and I'm not a hairdresser. Okay. I'm going to go and do an apprenticeship. Okay.
You're not a hairdresser.
No.
No.
I'm in my apprenticeship.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is
I'm going to
so
do a podcast.
impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've never really had him say no to me and I feel like that's really sexy.
Yeah, I do.
That
too.
is so cool.
But also maybe I'm a little bit of a brat. I'm like, don't say no to me ever.
You've got to be a brat.
Yeah.
You guys balance each other out so well.
We do.
Like he's a good calming force, but I can also see like he's authoritative as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but you
He does bring me down when like I'm being too mental.
Yeah, I love that. That's what my first serious boyfriend was like. I was straight, like just all over the shop, and he was always very like calm. And then if I get too out of pocket, he'd be like, he'd pull me up.
Yeah.
That's Craig with me. He's like never says no. We don't have huge amounts of arguments, but when he does like go, oh nah, not that. I'm like, oh, he must have actually. Oh,
He's had a thought about that.
He's actually thought about it seriously.
Means it.
Okay, let's get into some female friendships. Like, this is a question that I think me and Chrystal get so much, like personally on our socials and then even within the pod, because I feel like female relationships are just as hard on your and amazing as being with like a sexual romantic partner. Now, since you've been on the show, sorry, Mum. Since you just a bit of some bubbles coming up. Did any of your relationships, were they affected? Like, especially like your close female friendships or friendships you thought would never falter?
No, actually, I was really lucky. Like my closest friends were all at the wedding, and they were very much along for the ride with me. They were the ones getting the calls every night with all the details, and they were the ones that kind of encouraged me to do the show. I feel like I got really, really lucky. I got amazing friends. Although the one thing I did notice is people coming out of the woodwork that kind of didn't really talk to me or have time for me after school.
And then they're like, hey, she's been on TV. I'm going to reach out.
And all of a sudden it's amazing, Liz. And I'm like,
I know her.
You wouldn't have even like
batted an
acknowledged
eyelid.
me.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm sure people have their reasons, but I don't like that. I don't like when I feel like people are making a big effort with me to see me and that they all of a sudden are like desperate to catch up with me when we didn't really have a huge friendship. And
It's ingenuine.
yeah. And I feel like, you know, there are some friends, like I've got a really beautiful friend that I went to high school with that we kind of never like were super, super close, that we have stayed in touch over the years. My name's Sarah. Hi, Sarah. She's been like, she's just the loveliest girl, and we've always kind of had dialogue going, and I've stayed in contact with her, and she's been a great, like, one of those friends that you don't see all the time, but like, you know, are there. But on the flip side of her, I've had friends like that are like desperate to catch up with you and like constantly messaging, and if you don't reply, like, why aren't you replying? And I'm like, look, I don't even have time to see my family when I'm in Perth. So this all of a sudden desperate need to like be my best friend is coming across and giving like just
It's cringy.
It's giving you the
cringy
ick.
and it's giving me the ick and it's just leaving a bad taste.
And do you know what the worst part is? You probably catch up with them and the whole time they'd be putting it on social media, which is gross to me. Like, I can't stand it. And the thing is, with me having a bestie that's actually a little bit in the public eye in Perth, fuck off. People recognise you all the time. I get irritated by it because people are like, Rose, can I get a selfie? I'm like, no, you fucking can't. I'm like, she's having a photo with me.
How good your Instagram was. So I follow you on like, I've got the hair account.
Yeah.
Your Instagram is
I get awkward, don't I?
She gets awkward, but look, like a lot of people follow Rose. She does get recognised out in public. If we're at an event, everybody's asking Rose for a photo, and I don't mind. Like, I understand people love her. Like, yes, I love you. I'm in love with you. But like when it's ingenuine, it's icky to me.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
I agree.
And when they're saying,
What do they say?
What?
What are you looking at me like that for?
my best friend, I'm like, you've had 2 conversations the whole fucking year. She's not your best mate.
Yeah, I don't like that. That would shit me.
It shits me.
Yeah.
She's like, she just has a giggle, but I find it
laugh.
fucking annoying.
Yes, she does. She's my hype girl.
I feel like female friendships are the most important things in our lives.
Yes.
And so when they break down, it's the most tragic. I had a really close friend. She's my best friend all through high school. And then we had a breakdown in the friendship. I didn't really understand why at the time. I felt like I was kind of just cut off. Found out later down the line, she kind of rang me and explained some things. It wasn't really anything to do with me. It's kind of what she was going through.
Yeah.
But when she kind of started to ice me out and then she moved to another country and I didn't even know, I found out from someone else.
Wow.
I was heartbroken, like the worst heartbreak I've ever had. I still dream about, like, I have these reoccurring dreams. This is a fun fact about me. I remember all my dreams. I remember all of them since I was a little kid.
Wow.
So she's not spiritual.
Well, no,
Maybe.
well, maybe.
Maybe the
but-
hippie's coming out.
Maybe. But I have this like reoccurring dream with her about her like not acknowledging me or like not wanting to be my friend, or like in some capacity it kind of like evolves each night into like something different, and it really, really hurt me. And I really struggled with that for a really long time. And I think because of our female friendships, we choose our friends. And there's so many layers to it. Like our parents, right? Like we have a certain relationship with our parents, certain relationship with our kids, certain relationship with our partners. But our friends, we have like all these different levels.
Yes.
They know everything about our parents. They know everything about our partners. A lot of us don't tell our parents everything about our partners for certain reasons, and vice versa. But with our female friends, they know everything about everything. They know every aspect of you. They don't judge you. Like, you know, sometimes we don't tell our partners certain things because we don't want them to either be upset or be jealous.
Tell Rose everything.
Didn't want you to know that we bought that Chanel bag or whatever the reason is. But with our friends, they are like so deeply entrenched in every inch of our lives.
It hurts more than an actual breakup.
I agree.
It really hurts.
You're never allowed to move to another country or break up with me.
I know.
So,
She'd actually just stalk me, and I love that.
should follow you.
I'd actually just take you.
Yeah.
But it's like Craig asked me about a certain event with a cake, and he was like, "Does Chrystal know?" And I was like,
Of course.
"Yeah." Yeah.
I know the colour of the icing. I know where the icing was. I know how the icing got out.
That's why as well, like, I feel like I've got a couple of friends, like one of my best friends, she's got a partner that it's no secret I don't like, and she doesn't like him either, to be honest, but
What the hell?
he knows that I know everything.
Yeah.
Like, he can't take a shit without him already knowing that I know.
That he's taking a shit.
It's like
yeah.
the third wheel
And he
in that
doesn't like
relationship.
it. And so, like, I'm not allowed at their house.
Oh, fuck
next level.
off.
No, it's so bad.
I did have this thing recently with Davin. He was like, do you tell Rose everything? And I was like, I pretty much do. And he's like, is there some parts that like we can keep to ourselves? And I was like, you need to let me know which ones I can't tell her.
Yeah, like, I just don't know.
Before you start talking, tell me, can
like, I
you
have
not
no
tell Rose this?
idea.
Because 100% I'm going to tell her the next day.
I know.
I know.
It just comes out. I can't help myself. And I'm like, if I can't tell her, who can I tell?
Yeah, and I feel like our
Safe space.
partners get awkward around our best friends because they know that they know everything.
Craig just walks in and is like, there's my other wife, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. I'm like that with my cousin. She's like my sister, and her husband. Like, I'm like, you're my husband now. Like,
Is this the one on the farm thing? Oh, I laughed my head off the other day because you were like, you can marry me. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, you're married to my cousin.
oh shit, you're married to my cousin. Like, I wrote him his 40th birthday card, and I was like, to my husband, he's like, why fuck? I didn't know I had 2 wives. I was like, well, you should know.
You have.
was like, I
last
put
couple
my
of
finger
years.
up your ass, so you should know.
Imagine
In a non-sexual
Oh,
way.
Lord. I was going to say.
I was like, actually.
And my cousin's the best. She's like standing there encouraging it. Like she fucking loves it.
Yeah, that would be us.
But we're just like super, super close and like he just doesn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I love that. And it is important for us to have good female friendships. And I think this is the thing. If you feel like you don't,
It's so isolating.
it is. And if you feel like people are toxic in your life,
Cut them off.
it honestly, it hurts. And I know how much it hurts. It's recently happened with me.
Yeah.
It fucking hurts so bad, but you have to cut them off because it's self-limiting.
Yeah.
Ask you the reason or the defining moment, or you don't want to talk.
You know, it's the straw that, you know how some things are the straw that broke the camel's back? It's just like the last thing that has happened to you that you're like, you know what?
I've had enough.
That's enough and I can't do it anymore. I'm one of those people that will walk away and you'll never know why. So if I'm screaming, yelling, being psycho, having a full-on blown argument,
love them.
I actually still love you.
Yeah.
I care about you. But if I go
Silence.
radio silence, I'm
like-
It was like us last year. You were like, did you do this? Don't lie to my fucking face. If you did do it, I'll fucking bury the body with you.
That's what I said to
But I
her.
need you to not lie to me. And I was like, I fucking love you.
Because I'll call her out. But with this particular situation, I recently had a surgery. I recently had bowel surgery.
Yes.
And then like I share a lot on Insta, but I don't share like in-depth shit. It's like 15 seconds. If you think about it, like 4 clips is a minute. You would feel this as well. And they've made a judgment off that after I've had surgery about my health and what I was doing, if I was drinking, if I was eating, and not checked in on me like everybody else. And people that barely knew me had checked in on me. I'm not a needy person at all.
Yeah.
I'm not a needy friend. I've got fucking 4 kids and a stepson. I have shit going on.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I thought it was really important to be checked in on.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was really impacting my life and I really struggled through the rehabilitation and everything that went with it. And you weren't there.
Yeah.
And then
You've heard that she's
I've
saying
heard
stuff?
things and I was like, oh, I
that is
feel really
cutting.
hurt because it was such a long-term friendship. Yeah.
Do you know what I think though with female friendships? They either grow with you or they don't.
Yeah.
And I think for you, like you have grown, like even just in the 5 years I've known you, you have grown so much. And some people aren't just willing to be your cheerleader. They want to just be like, nah, I'm not going to cheer you on. It's just shit to me. So
Women who compete with each other, this is something I've noticed, especially before when I was working in PR marketing, especially in Perth.
Yeah.
I've got another friend called Taylor James, and she's a very successful PR girl in Perth. And we like worked on a bunch of clients together when we were a little bit younger. I say younger, it was like a few years ago. But like, you know, we always like bringing each other up and helping each other and like really championing each other on. But I've noticed some other women in the industry that are not like that. And like, it's all like competitive and cutting. And I'm like, there's enough food at the table for everyone.
yeah.
Thank you.
And the more we come together and achieve things together, the more money we can make, which is more fucking food and booze, whatever else we want to put on the
There's
table.
enough room for everyone.
100%. So I hate this like notion of like women being competitive with one another. I just absolutely hate it. And it's also something that we see a lot in the media. Like the media, which I don't know if this, the age-old question is media a reflection of society, society a reflection of the media. However, we see a lot in like the tabloids and stuff. People thrive on female drama. Lindsay Lohan versus Paris. Like that was tabloid fodder for years.
Yeah.
We want to hear about Blake Lively feuding with her female co-star on the new movie. We want to hear about Hillary Clinton versus Monica Lewinsky. We want to hear all these things.
That's so true. I never
People
thought about it like
really
that.
feed in and like and the more things you see in the press, they're printing it more because they're getting more views, which means it's what we want to listen to.
I mean, look at Desperate Housewives.
That's right.
Yeah.
But like, there was this quote that I read and I loved it. And
Was it by me?
It probably was. Like, let me know if it was you, because we're going to start our T-shirt line.
I'm so keen with this t-shirt line.
It was something like, just because I don't want you to sit and eat at my table doesn't mean I don't want you to eat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
So go and eat somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you like not thrive in life.
Yes.
But I don't want you fucking at my
You
table.
don't need to be with me.
Yes.
You can be thriving
I love that.
to the side.
Yes, and I mean that even with the like friendships that like are no good for you anymore. I wish them well.
Yeah.
I genuinely do. I love all the years that we spent together, but no longer I want you to eat at my table.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I had a conversation yesterday with the guy that I'm dating, and I said to him, are we dating? Are we seeing each other?
Oh, no. Hold on, what was the 3-step now?
The spectrum. We are on the spectrum. There's no doubt about that. But anyway.
No, we actually are.
We are all on the spectrum.
We are spicy.
We are spicy. But I said to him, I was like, well, relationships with everyone, like, because we're talking about like me moving and whatever. I was like, well, you're with people because you're using them, you're getting something out of it. He goes, I don't like that word used. And I'm like, no one likes that word used, but take the word use out, right? Relationships are transactional because you're getting something out of it. And that sounds bad to say. So let me like explain what I mean. Relationships with your kids. You get their unconditional love and they get your unconditional love. You get that from each other. That's what you give to each other. You obviously give them a shitload of stuff than those little fucking greedy fuckers can give you right now.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
do you know what I mean? If
You get back.
You get back. So the kids is at the very low because that's just unconditional either way. Then you go to family members. Family members, you're getting love and support and kindness. But if you don't get that, think about how many people are estranged from their family members. You cut them off. So again, you're getting something. And if you're not getting something out of it, in terms of whether it's love, it's support, it's help, it's someone to go out with on the weekend because you're sad or whatever the fuck it may be. And then when you get down to friendships, they're the most fickle versions of that because we get to choose our friends.
Yes.
We don't get to choose what kid comes out with us or who our family members are. You never cut your kids off, so that's where it starts. You can start cutting off family members if it's not healthy for you. But friendships is where it's the most fickle. So we choose our friends based on what we can get out of it in terms of what we like about them.
That's true.
That is
Getting
true.
out of it doesn't mean I'm going to be friends with you because you're going to get me invited to that party. Cool.
I mean,
that
it's
might be-
handy.
That would be handy. If you can get me invited to Leonardo DiCaprio's fucking house,
I'm just the fucking plus one for everything. I'm
Put me
like,
on a yacht, bitch.
But it's people that fill your cup and make you happy.
Yes.
If that ends up being more negative than positive, it hurts, and the longer you've been friends with them, it's going to be worse. But we can cut that off. And as we get older and we mature, we learn that we need to, especially when you've got husbands and kids. You don't have the capacity for a friend, a chosen person in your life that's going to bring you negativity.
yeah, I think that's why we're getting to the point of like we're both 40 next year.
Yes.
And we're just like, you know what? We're not dealing with this anymore.
No, I think you do get to certain like age points where you start going, what do I want for the next stage in my life? What is important to me moving forward?
And who's bringing the
Yes.
who's growing with me and helping me achieve.
But I feel like it needs to be like
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Not like this.
No.
I agree.
I want to see you
totally
fucking
agree.
win
Yeah.
every step of the way. Like, it means a lot to me to see her win.
Yeah.
Like,
But even yesterday you were telling me something about Instagram stats or whatever, and I don't really know much. And she's like, shit, that sounds so cocky. And I was like, that fucking doesn't. To me, I'm going, oh my bitch. Like, she,
Yeah.
I know. And when I met your business, I feel like, I'm like, like it's my business.
Yeah.
It's not my fucking business. I'm
That's
like,
what she says at
we-
meetings.
I'm always
She's like,
wait a minute,
we are doing this. I'm like,
and I'm like, we need to make money. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean you, but I don't give a fuck. But I'm like, because when
you
you're
want
fucking
someone that's invested in your business. But that's why I love. That's when you know you've got a really good friendship, right? I know my friends that are my true friends, not my fair weather friends. I can message them and be like, "Oh my god, look at this." Whether it's an Instagram stat, whether it's amount of money a client's offered me for something. I mean, I don't tell most people. Most of our friends don't talk about money, but I might message them and be like, "Oh my god, this
Yes.
brand offered me this amount of money," and they're like, "Oh my god, good for you, amazing." The people that I feel like maybe I shouldn't tell because they would either be jealous or upset. Like,
Yeah.
For example, Sarah, that I messaged her and I was like, "Oh my god, Channel 9 put me forward for this," and she was like, "Oh my god, congratulations, amazing!" Like happy for me.
Yes.
And vice versa. But if you've got someone in your life that you feel you could say that, and it might make them feel a certain type of way, they're not the right person to be in your
Yeah.
life. And that brings me to a question I actually got
Yes.
from the girl in my question box. She said to me, what did she say to me? No, I don't remember. So she said to me, like, how do you deal with female friendships and like the breakdown of a friendship? She said that a long-term close friend of hers cut her off for something really menial, and like she told me what it was, and it was something ridiculous.
Yes.
I just said to her, I was like, I know this is going to sound brutal, but I don't know how old she was. This girl looked quite young. So younger is harder because now when we're older, we've all got a lot of other shit going on. When you're younger, your friends are your whole life.
Yes.
So I just said to her, like, if someone is willing to cut you off for something so trivial, like just accept it for what it is and move on, because that is so toxic. And imagine you get to, you know, our stage in life, you guys have got kids, husbands. Me, when I was going through all my shit, I need friends that are like actually my hardcore friends, because life gets really serious. And when someone's cutting you off for something like that, imagine if they were the friend that you had relied on for when you went through something like what I've been through or what you've been through or what you've been through.
You can't.
And they turned around and they went there for you, and you didn't have another friend like that. That was your person, right? How tragic would that be? So I feel like when we're younger, we really hang on to these friendships because we feel like, oh my God, we don't have anything else. But it's just like when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Oh, yeah.
That's another bumper sticker.
Thank you.
That was quote 3. Just saying. Okay, we did get a few questions from the question boxes.
Yes, love a question.
So, first up, most embarrassing sex moment.
Oh my
And the reason she asked is she's like, I've had a couple and I just want to feel better.
Okay, I've got the most fucked up one. And everyone knows, I actually can't say on this podcast. I will tell you too.
Okay.
Tell her to DM me. I'll tell her.
Okay.
Right, tell one that's slightly less fucked up then.
Okay. What else have we got? Oh, we've got your ideal date.
Oh,
or
no,
partner.
I've got a funny one.
Okay. We'll go back.
Like, how vulgar can we be?
Pretty
You can be
vulgar
so
here.
vulgar.
We're pretty vulgar.
Look, I told Rose that my dogs lick my toes while I'm having sex.
And I
Okay,
nearly vomited.
So that's pretty gross.
Because I hate feet.
This is not as bad as this.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
No, mine's worse.
No, yours is like
That's
PG.
disgusting. It's disgusting because
Oh my God, this is going to be so bad. Like, oh, anyway, whatever. So, I was having sex recently and he went to like hump on my face.
yes.
And we all have fake eyelashes, right?
Oh no.
So I like tipped my eyes back. I tipped my eyes back to like don't my eyelashes, and it like went up my nose.
Oh.
And I had to like,
Oh, that's okay. Rose has done worse.
I've done worse. I mean, I've done way worse than that.
Yeah, I
That's
have.
just like
Oh, when I nearly died.
and I was like, I feel like I'm getting a sinus infection from like jizz up my nose.
Like, how do you go to the doctor and say this is not conjunctivitis?
Yeah.
It's actually coming
Pink
out of my eye.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. But I love that the eyelashes came first.
No, the eyelashes always
She
come
was like,
first.
no.
I was like, no.
Not the eyelashes.
Yeah.
Just let me get something.
Yeah, literally. But I feel like I shouldn't talk about it too much because like Jono's got like a new partner and I don't like to talk about.
He's got a new partner.
He's with Ellie from the show.
Yeah.
They bought a house together.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah,
saying
I missed
new,
that.
like,
No,
oh,
they're
okay.
Like, madly in love. We had some like interesting sex, right?
Yes.
Like good sex. He was really good. And I don't know if this is so inappropriate, but I had him first, whatever. This is before he was with her, so whatever. On our honeymoon, we were having sex in the shower and I was like, he was like holding my neck from like behind. So
Yes.
like I like that stuff and he's into it and he was like holding me like this. And I was like leaning forward and like obviously like the pressure on my neck was like too much and I completely
Passed out.
completely alcohol. And he was like, fuck. And he's like picked me up.
How do I tell people?
And I'm like, I would've been-
You're
I would've
unconscious.
been unconscious for like 1 second.
Yeah.
And then we just kept going.
Oh my God. Shit. I would have been bloody calling 911. I was triple zero.
The poor bastard.
Oh, no, he was fine. I think we were both into it. Like, that was hot. But, like, guys, be safe. Be safe.
Be safe.
But he's, like, army trained. Like, he knew
Yes,
what
he knew what to
knows
do.
what's up.
Right. Okay.
Good for you, Ellie.
Next question.
Next question. Ideal date and partner. Ideal date.
Ideal date. So I've been on the dating apps recently because I've been like experimenting with Hinge. From that little thing in there for Hinge.
Also good content for your upcoming podcast.
Yes, great. So I researched, babes, research. So I was on Hinge and what I hate, like, this again is going to make me sound like so bad, but it's true. Guys in their bio, they're like, long wake up in the morning, going for like a run on the beach and a coffee. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? No. This guy was like, oh, do you want to go get a coffee and a walk? And I was like, absolutely not. And he was like, oh, what are you going to do? I was like, well, let's go have a drink. Because like, I don't want to go and spend my very valuable time that's very limited
Going for
with
a walk.
stranger.
Yeah.
For a start. Like, if I've got any time, I want to be with my friends and my family. But if I'm going to go meet a stranger and risk it being shit, I'm not doing a walking down a goddamn beach.
No way.
Have a cocktail in hand.
Well, you can run.
Eat some yummy food.
Well, too.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, if I want to leave, I can leave.
And you get something out of it.
Exactly. So, ideal date is literally just like catch up for a drink and some like tapas.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like a
Beautiful.
serious dinner. And what was the other part of it?
And your partner.
Ideal partner.
If you had to choose an ideal partner.
I have a inclination for like any like sports people. And do you know what it is for athletes? It's not just because like they're hot.
That has something to do with it. Come on.
That's something to do with it, obviously. But the thing about a sports person or an athlete is it's like their ambition and their drive and their like determination. And like, I love seeing someone like out on that field, like just getting shit done. Like, and it's like the discipline with like perfecting their craft. Like, so my dad was it's creepy. I should segue that to my dad, but my dad was a soccer player, professional soccer player, played for Socceroos, Olympics, whole shazam. My mum and him have been together since they were like really, really young. And my mum lived that life. Like they traveled all over the world for his player. And she was like, you know, life was hard because he was always training or playing. But like, it's funny because you see a lot of women that like have been with sports with their kids end up that way. Like, so like now my last 2 relationships have both been people who play sport.
Yeah.
And I'm just so into it. Like,
But don't they say you kind of marry someone who's like your dad?
Yeah.
They do say that.
but my dad's like the unicorn though. I'm never going to find
It's weird though, because my best friend's like my dad.
I
That's so cute. I love you. Like,
She's like him 2.0. It's weird.
and that's like, I know I'm not spiritual, but maybe I am because my other...
No, 100% it's spiritual. I feel like Rose, I met Rose before my dad died,
I feel like,
but we weren't as close then. And then after his death, she was already in my friendship circle after his death. But after that, I was like, holy shit, she was like given to me because she's not replacing a part of my dad that I miss now, but 100% there's bits there. And I'm like, oh shit, she does things like him.
I do think it's weird. Like, yeah. It's actually creepily weird. Like even the way like he wanted his ashes spread over the ocean. I'm like, that's me. I was like,
You're both Pisces.
We're really outlandish and wild and like love life and music, and it's weird. It's so weird.
There's something that's funny you guys are talking about because I saw something on Instagram the other day and it was like this clip from a movie with Morgan Freeman. I can't remember what the movie was, but you know what
I think, did you share it?
No, I didn't share it.
I saw it. Somebody shared it to me and it was like talking about, yeah, I know which one. Yes.
So I don't believe in God, but if you're spiritual, it's like whatever spiritual power you believe in. So when you say you pray and you say I'm asking for courage, he's not just going to go zam and like you're courageous. He's going to he's going to give you a situation
where you
so
become
you can be courageous. I want to be
confident.
He's going to give you you can be confident. I want to be brave.
Where he gives you the opportunity to show that.
I want wealth. It's going to give you an opportunity to create wealth. Like
fucking Lauren is laying some bombs down today.
I saw this as well, though.
Write a book.
I saw it. Somebody shared it to me. Maybe somebody shared it to me.
Yes, yeah.
Can't remember, but yeah, it was a really good one.
I really enjoyed that because, like, I'm a hardcore atheist for a multitude of reasons. However, I still believe
in something.
I don't know.
Maybe the power of the universe itself.
Yeah, I believe in something too.
I'm not so stupid and narrow-minded and egocentric and all the rest of it to believe that it's just humans that are going on. Like I feel like there's obviously something else. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. I can get my full tinfoil.
Listen, I'm still like, is the Earth flat?
Oh my god, one of my best friends, Gemma said it.
I'm leaving.
Gemma Oldfield
can't stand
said it to me the other day, and I was like, "Girl,
yeah,
put down the Chardonnay. We can't be."
But listen, I don't know any scientific reasons behind it. I just feel like, how is it round?
Shit.
She thinks that too. Chrystal. I mean, we've flown over it a few times. Have you not seen it?
Yeah, I still feel like it looks flat.
I can't keep.
I look out the window.
Someone pour me a champagne.
To another episode of Is the World Flat?
We'll get like a scientist person on.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I would get put in a grave because they would know all the facts. Go at Lauren, with the next question.
Yeah, like another person there. We could do like a full roundtable debate.
Oh, Lord.
That'd be fun.
All right. Any plastic surgery? No hate, just curious.
I get this question all the time. I've never had plastic surgery. I've had Botox and fillers, obviously. I fucking love that shit.
The titties are real, man.
Oh, I've seen the titties in real life.
The titties are real.
They're real.
One thing I hear all the time is the cat eye surgery.
Well, okay.
I'm like, thank you. That's a compliment because I have these round, beady little eyes and there's definitely no cat eye going on. Sometimes I get like Botox up above my eyebrows and it lifts your brows.
Yeah.
Like, great. But there was like rumours going around that when I left the show to get my surgery for my blood clots, she can still see.
Oh, yeah, I remember people saying something. Yeah.
I've got fake tan right now, but see all the blue veins? That's from that. They're still very much there. They were like, oh, she's leaving the show to go get plastic surgery. Like, how fucking stupid would you be? What plastic surgery could I go and be recovered in 4 days?
Yeah.
Like, you morons. Like, there's all these, like, I didn't realize that Reddit is a thing. I knew that Reddit's a thing, but the threads in Reddit, I was saying a funny little tidbit about that. My ex, like, when he was trying to kind of get back with me and was like, oh, you know, I've gone Reddit and, like, the things people say about you, he's like, I go in the forums and I defend you. And I was like, there's so much irony here. I don't even know where to begin, but thank you.
You're like, you're not my white. You're not my knight on a white horse.
He would send me like crazy shit that
people were saying.
And, like, I'm like, I don't, and I'd be like, and I defended you. And I'm like, why are you sending me this? I don't want to know this. But like, yeah, the plastic surgery thing. Always. No, I've never had plastic surgery. No, I'm keen though.
Yeah, I've seen the titties in real life. They're delicious and nutritious. Like, honestly.
Delicious and nutritious.
I love that. So, yeah, I think also, a kid's on the cards one day, and a few have asked about it, and then that you have gone through egg freezing journey, or are you going through it?
So, when my ex and I, like, that whole thing came to an end, I was like, all right, I'm going to go and look into freezing my eggs, because I'm 33, so I'm young, but I'm not like super, super young in terms of fertility. We all know as women that when you get to 35, your chances of conceiving easily and naturally start to dramatically decrease, which sucks, because our bodies haven't caught up with society in our lives. Eventually it will. That's just evolution. But anyway, nothing I can fucking do about that right now. So I looked into it and I went to the doctor, and she pretty much just said to me, look, she didn't like my test and everything. She's like, everything's good, like really good. She's like, I really recommend coming back in a couple of years, because she was like, if you go through this, one, it's expensive, which is fine. The money isn't the problem. But the second thing she said was, and she was funny, she said, and she's like, I'm going to let you think, who do you reckon came up with this rule? The law or the rule or whatever the fuck it is that you have to prove 1 year of infertility. So you have to prove that you've been trying for a year. Fuck knows how they want you to prove it. So if you freeze your eggs, this is fact. I know people are going to come for me, but this is fact. If you freeze your eggs and you want to use them, you cannot use them until you've proven that you've been infertile for a year.
But you've paid for the whole time for them to be stored.
That is true, but I did not know.
And the doctor was like, and she goes to me, she was so funny. She was like an amazing woman. She was like, oh, and who do you think made that? And she was like,
oh, man, for sure.
And I was like, yeah, obviously.
It's our fucking egg.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did know that was true, because obviously my girlfriend with the like donation and stuff, but she was obviously infertile for that year. But I didn't know that single women or a woman that just wants to freeze their eggs can't do it unless proving that.
So then what happens if, like, you're in a, let's be honest, like, if you're in a gay relationship or same-sex relationship and you freeze your eggs, then what?
It's different, because
it's different.
I think you've got to freeze embryos. Actually, I don't know.
Oh, wow. That's a whole nother thing.
No, I think it's certain,
Actually,
that's another episode.
Okay.
I've got no idea, so I don't want to comment on that, because I really don't know. But she said to me, go, be free.
Yeah.
Then when you're ready one day.
She'll come back in a few years. So I remember I mentioned, I think I spoke about this on like a question box on Instagram, and then New Idea Trash ends up writing this like story about my baby plans and wanting to start a family. And I'm like, I always get questioned, because I'm 33, I don't have any kids. Oh, do you not want kids? Yeah, I do want kids, but not now. Like, I'm living my absolute best life. I don't have time. I also really understand what it means to have children. So I was a full-time nanny all through uni. I looked after a 6-week-old until he was 4. Oh. I've had multiple kids. Like, I really, really understand what it means to have children. A lot of people, when they don't, a lot of people that don't find it really overwhelming and like, I really understand what I'm in for, and I want to make sure I'm like 100% ready.
It's a huge responsibility.
Also with the right person, because I've seen how shit goes south with partners and what it does to you. Imagine being like a mum with like young kids, and I just don't want that for myself. So instead of getting with someone having kids super, super young and then having to like split up when you're like 40, like I just kind of want to start a bit later. Yeah, I understand. Like, you know, I obviously want my parents to be in the kids' lives, and I would have want my grandparents to be, because I'm very close to my grandparents. And like I see my cousin, who's like my sister and my brother, they've all got young kids and they're all growing up together, and I do want that, but I don't have a partner that I want to have kids with right now.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking
You don't
thankful.
want to rush it.
Yeah, that's the thing though. You just don't pick like whoever and just be like, oh, I'm just going to have a baby because I'm at 33. Like, nah.
And a lot,
they do. They rush
thankful I didn't have a partner, kids with my last partner. So I feel like everything happens for a reason. I feel like I'm going to meet someone, it's going to happen really quickly. It will just happen. But I just think that I'm worried about the kid thing, because like I think I love my life so much right now. I'm like, Like, what
Do you know what though?
they look
That is like actually like I don't find it. Is it I don't find it selfish at all. I think you
it's
should not have a
opposite.
child until you're 100% ready. Otherwise, that's kind of cruel for the child.
I agree. Like, I want to be able to give my kid everything. Like, I want to be home with my kid. Like, we never will look after my nannies or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm so into women having it all: kids, marriage, babies.
Yeah. And you want
teenagers, everything.
them to have they want a good example of mum and dad or mum and mum and whoever that is.
Yeah. And I feel like I just, like right now I had a kid. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, I'm not in the position to go and buy a 4-bedroom home in Sydney, which is where I'm going to live. Like, I also want to have kids with someone that I genuinely see
want
as
to
a
have
good dad.
kids with. Yeah.
And I don't know if someone's going to be a good dad until I've been with them for at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
I want to go through the trials and tribulations. I want shit to go wrong. I need some life tragedies to occur or something to happen before I'm going to say. And I know you guys are different. You guys are just exception to the rule. But like at my stage in life, I feel like I really want to make sure it's the right person for so many reasons.
No, we tell people every day. We're like, live your life, go travel, go do things, then do that later on if you can. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I know that one day I'm going to turn around and go, fuck, I wish I had kids. That's why I think if it doesn't happen in the next 5 years, I'll probably.
You're 33, man.
You're so.
I wish I was 33 again.
I'll
Shit.
freeze my eggs by 35.
I've got wrinkles in places you should not have wrinkles. I need
I was like,
Botox.
live your life. I'm raising 4 daughters. I want to tell them the same things.
Yeah,
I do not
absolutely.
want them. It's really hypocritical of me to say. Like I met Craig when I was 20.
Yeah.
And it worked. It just happened to work. He was the boy next door.
Yeah,
but
I love
I am so fucking lucky. But obviously over 20 years, so much shit happens. That's not to say that won't happen, but it's still good. I actually love him more than ever today.
Yeah.
Like I love him more than I loved him at the start. But I know that's so fucking happy. And you know, people put us down for that. They're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, nothing's wrong with you. Of course, no relationship is perfect.
Yeah.
Like their relationship on Instagram is actually their relationship in real life. They make me sick.
I'm glad. I want to make you sick.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, they're just so genuine. Like they're actually head over heels for each other.
I think but in the last couple of years, it's gotten better. In the sense,
The fact that he lays on a blanket and lets you squirt water on him for a splash blanket ad says everything.
Poor bastard doesn't even have social media, doesn't really understand it,
That's
and lets
so
me do it.
funny.
He's a
It's
good.
good.
Boy. He's a good sport.
Yeah.
He really is a good sport.
Yeah.
And he's relaxed.
Supportive.
Yeah, he's supportive. Whereas I'm a nutbag, and he's the calm in my storm.
My friends Taylor
always.
talking about this theory called the rock star theory. And it's like every relationship needs a rock and a star.
Oh, wow. That is such a good one. That's my relationship. That's your relationship.
that's my mum and dad's
I am the
relationship.
star.
Yeah, the rock star. It's like the rock. And the rock has so many different facets to it. And the star can be whatever.
Shit.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
cool, hey?
that.
But you can't be both. You can't have 2 stars.
You can't.
And you can't have 2 rocks, so that's fucking boring.
Yeah.
Not that the rock's boring. The rock doesn't necessarily mean that it's
But they
boring.
need their star.
They need a star.
They need a star to make it.
But me and you are both stars, so how are we working?
No,
You've got rocks.
We have rocks,
Yeah.
and they let us be stars.
You guys would be unhinged if it was just the 2 of you.
We are unhinged.
Yeah, we already are unhinged. Like,
It's terrible.
yeah, but I love it.
I love it.
Yum.
Go. What's ours?
Oh, will we see you on the screen again, the big screen? Other than what you've just told us about the cooking,
Definitely.
stuff.
I see Lauren on like her own version of Ready, Steady, Cook. Do you
There's all that.
remember that show?
No, do you know what I'm most excited about? This podcast is going to be sick, but
Actually
definitely
see her.
TV.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I
definitely
see you on
100%.
TV.
I see her being a host of like
Love
a
Island.
Love Island
Sorry,
thing.
Sophie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like something like
Like
that.
when Sophie's like done and dusted and she's like,
yes, when
she's over it. When she decides she
when
wants
she
to
passes
leave,
the torch on,
can pass it
there'll
to
be
me.
something here. Just
Yeah.
listening here, I think we've said it first. That's our prediction, is that I reckon you'll be
On the big
on
screens.
the big screen.
But not on another dating show. For something else, something bigger.
Actually, if Love is Blind came to Australia,
Would you go on it?
Guys, just putting it out into the universe, we're manifesting it.
I love that show.
Love is
I
blind.
do love it. I do like it, but I just couldn't do it.
No, I enjoy it
Psycho
actually.
like me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's intriguing.
I like it because you got to get to know their personality, and this is going to sound so shady, but like you can hear their voice. So if their voice is annoying,
I know,
You have to
actually.
go back.
Lauren would be like, "Are you an athlete?"
Are you an athlete?
I reckon
No.
you can tell
Next
by their
room.
voice.
How do you handle balls?
Don't you reckon you can tell by their voice?
Yeah.
There's personality comes out in people's voices.
100%. Someone that's got a monotone voice talks like this.
And very slow. People that talk slow is an ick for me. When
Oh my God, my list of icks is huge.
I'm like this. What do you say?
Oh my God, my friend Lucy told me the funniest ick the other day. She's like, oh, I saw this hot guy in Woolies, and she was like, he's buying a 6-pack of your cold.
Was that an ick? He's looking after his gut health.
Oh, I don't know.
Why though?
When a guy like struggles with an umbrella in the wind,
That's also, yeah, that's funny.
guy covers his ears when the blender's going 'cause it's too
Oh my God, your list of icks is ginormous.
Oh, it's so funny.
yes.
There's so many.
bad. That's good.
Yeah.
I've got a few too.
Yeah,
I do.
Picking your belly button.
Oh.
No.
If you pick your belly button, I'm going to choke.
That's disgusting.
Yuck.
We better start wrapping this up.
Yeah,
but Lauren,
very
we
careful,
have
whatever.
honestly, like me and Rose could go for 3
I could
hours.
go for 3
This is typical of us. We can't help ourselves. We've told you. We're like, yeah, we'll just be hidden for an hour. This second half has been 37 minutes.
Has it?
Yeah, look, you know what?
Really?
When you're having a good time, you just have to roll with it.
Love this for us.
Thank you so much
Thanks for having me,
joining
girls.
us.
I love being in the salon with you, and this has just been a treat.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, hopefully one day again we'll have you on here and maybe it'll be a love story, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be a new show, maybe it won't. We'll just see.
Maybe
The
all of the
future.
above.
Well, the future is huge for you, I'm telling you now.
There's big things coming for
Manifest for me,
Lauren.
girls.
We are
We are.
manifesting, and we're the woo-woo that you don't have.
I love.
I love
a
it.
bit of woo-woo.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, I hope you all look after yourselves.
And look after each other.
See you later.
Bye.